static method? Will it come implicitly in the initialization block? Static initialization block? Constructor? Yes. This bracket, this argument, will it come implicitly in the constructor? No, explicitly we have to write. This dot implicitly comes, but when we have to write explicitly, instance variable and local variable names are same. Okay. See, what is constructor? Special method which has same name as the class name, which has no return type. When constructor is called? Whenever an object is created. How many types of constructor? Two types. What are those? Default constructor, parameter constructor. Default constructor means without arguments. Parameter constructor with arguments. Can we write both the constructors in one program? That concept is called constructor overloading. Method overloading, constructor loading, you can call. Okay. Constructor overloading. Which constructor implicitly provided by Java compiler? Default constructor. When it will provide? If there is no other constructor, then only provides. Okay. These all points, remember, don't forget. Okay. Now, what is the purpose of constructor? To initialize instance variables. Instance variable initialization purpose constructor required. But without constructor also we can initialize. Without constructor and with constructor, what's the difference? I'll explain. Without constructor and with constructor. Okay. Without constructor also we can initialize. With constructor also we can initialize. But without constructor and with constructor, what's the difference? You observe. First of all, how many types of variables? What are those? When we have to use instance variable in Java programming? When we have to use instance variable, value is different. When we have to use class variable, same. When we have to use local variable, to perform the task. Okay. Say instance variable initialization purpose constructor required. But without constructor also we can initialize. This topic is most important. Strength is very less today. Yesterday it was full, but today strength is less. Object-oriented programming, important topic. Say online also less. At least 2-3 days back, online 200 was there. Offline less. But at least online you have to join if not possible. If not possible, at least online listen. But this topic is important. If offline not possible, join online. At last you have to listen. That is important. Object up to exception handling, every class important. Up to exception handling. But after exception handling, if you miss 1-2 class also, nothing will happen. Okay. But up to exception handling, most important. Up to exception handling. Okay. See, instance variables. Now, employee number. Which type of variable record? Which variable? Instance variable. Name of the employee. Salary of the employee. Now, example 3 instance variables. Okay. Employee number, name, salary. Company name, class variable. See, employee number. For every employee, same will be there or different will be there? Different will be there. Okay. Different will be there. Every employee number is different. Okay. Every employee number is different. That's what instance variable. And the name also, every employee different. Salary also every employee different. That's what we selected employee number and name salary as a instance variables. Now another class I am writing, class employee here, integer employee number equal to 101, float employee salary equal to 5,000, 6,000 something. I written. Now, is it initialization? Is it initialization? Yes, it is called initialization. See, integer employee number. This is called declaration. It is called initial assignment. It is called assignment. Starting variables I explained. No? It is called initialization. This line is called declaration. This line is called assignment. This line is called now declaration, assignment, initialization. If we declare memory allocated, in that memory default value stored, that is 0. After that 0 modified as 101, that is called assignment. And this is memory allocated at the same time 101 stored. At the same time 101 stored. So it is initialization. Okay. Now you observe, it is declaration, it is assignment, it is initialization. This is starting sessions, language basics. While teaching identifiers, keywords, literals, data type, variable, at the time only I given this point. This point already given. Okay. Before object-oriented programming only I taught this one. Declaration, memory allocated, in that memory default value 0 stored. Assignment, 0 modified as 101. But initialization, no 0, directly 101. Initial value 101. Initial value only 101. So this is called declaration, this is called assignment, this is called initialization. Declaration, assignment, initialization. Okay. It is declaration, it is assignment, it is initialization. Now carefully listen. What is the purpose of constructor? To initialize instance variable. Okay. Listen with more concentration to understand. It is not so easy. Okay. Now this line is called declaration. This line is called declaration time. What will happen? Memory allocated, default value 0 stored. Assignment, what is happened? 0 modified with 101. Initialization time, what will happen? Memory allocated, 101 stored, but no 0. There is no 0 now. Directly 101. Okay. Now, if I write like this, memory allocated 101 stored, memory allocated 6,000 stored. It is called declaration, assignment, or initialization. Initialization. Okay. Now, what is the purpose of constructor? To initialize instance variable. Without constructor only initialize. No. Here without constructor only I initialize it. Without constructor only I initialize it. Okay. See here without constructor I initialize it. Now why we selected employee number as a instance variable? To get different value. Why we selected salary as an instance variable? Different value. Now here employee E1 equal to new employee. System.out.println E1 dot employee number. Okay. System.out.println E1 dot salary. Okay. See system.out.println E1 dot employee number, system.out.println E1 dot salary. Here E1 dot employee number, E1 dot salary. Here Both in a one line also we can write with plus symbol, concatenation. Now here you can give a tab slash t, nothing but tab, 8 spaces comes. It is called escape sequence. Sequence escaped. Say plus here e1 dot salary. Here if I write like this, employee number printed, this slash t, nothing but tab, spaces comes, tab slash t, nothing but tab slash n, nothing but new line. Next line slash t tab slash n new line. If you write only one space also okay. If you want many spaces you can write tab. E1 dot salary. Now employee number printed, spaces printed, salary printed. I'll create one more object, E2 new emp system dot out dot println E2 dot employee number plus E2 dot salary. Okay. Here employee number slash t salary, employee number slash t salary. File, save. Now you observe that is I stored in E drive. So E drive java c demo dot java, java demo. See, we are getting employee number salary, employee number salary. Now what will happen, just you observe here. First demo class loaded, open brace executed, main method called, open brace executed, two objects created, 2 times memory allocated, 2 copies created. The 2 copies data printed. What you are getting? Same data. 101 6000, 101 6000. Why we selected employee number as an instance variable? To get different value. Are you getting? That's what, this is not the right way to initialize. It is initialization only, but in your program only one object is there. In your program only one object is there. Okay. At that time it is okay. More than one object is there, compulsory we have to use constructor. But here for this object one employee number, for this object another employee number. But like that how will initialize here? Can you write 101 comma 102 like this? You cannot write, no, it is not possible. So when this object created 101 required, when this object created 102 required, because actually what purpose we selected employee number instance variable, different values. But are you getting different value? That's what, this is not the right way to initialize. This is not the right way to initialize. Okay. See here it is called initialization. It is called initialization. Without constructor I initialized. Without constructor I initialized. Okay. This initialization not suitable in your application. More than one object is there. See here how many objects are there? 2 objects. Suppose only one object is there. Only one object is there. It is okay. Now one object is there. We are printing only one employee data. It is okay. Not a problem. But more than one object is there. If you write, if you display, what will be happen? See, you are getting same data. You are getting same data. So this is not the right way to initialize if more than one object is there. For every object, employee number should be different. For every object, salary should be different. That is the reason only we selected employee number and salary as an instance variable. But we are not getting. So this is not the right way to initialize. But what is this? It is also initialization. But with constructor also initialization. So that is the difference. So actually maximum times with constructor only will initialize. How? I'll explain. First of all, you write this program. Program to initialize instance variables. Program to initialize instance variables without constructor. Program to initialize instance variables without constructor. Write the program. Program to initialize instance variables without constructor. Up to exception handling, every class you attend. Every class, maximum you try to attend. If not possible offline, at least online you will attend. Program to initialize instance variables without constructor. Program to initialize instance variables without constructor. Any doubt? Scrolling. It is called as an initialization. It is called as an initialization. Okay. Over. Say, are you getting same value or different value? Same value. Is it? It is not recommended. It is actually it is not wrong output like this one. It is if you more than one object is there. If you write like this, it is wrong output. Employee number will be different for every employee. Salary will be different for every employee. You should get different values, but you are not getting different value. So it is wrong output. This is not the right way to initialize. Okay. Note this way of initialization, this way of initialization suitable for one object only. This way of initialization suitable for one object only. This way of initialization suitable for one object only. This way of initialization suitable for one object only. If only one object is there, if only one object is there, it is suitable. Okay. More than one object is there, it is not suitable. Okay. This way of initialization suitable for one object only. If the application contains only one object, go for this. More than one object is there, don't use this. Okay. Now, how to initialize? See, I'm removing this. I'm removing this. Like this I written. Now, what is consider? What is consider? Same name as the class name, which has no return type. Then method name, what we have right now? EMP. Now, is it consider? Yes. Is it default consider or parameter consider? Default constructor. Okay. Now, employee number equal to 101. Salary equal to 5,000 or 6,000, whatever it may be. Now, you observe. Here, when this memory allocated, say, I'm asking repeatedly. Okay. But repeatedly also respond. Even with repetition also, I'll show you later while asking question, how many will give answer, how many will give wrong answer, I'll show you. See, example, this keyword, yesterday, only constructor part you studied. Day before yesterday, only this keyword you studied. After 4 or 5 days only, again this keyword required. At that time, how many people will give answer, I'll show you. Even if you repeat also, repeatedly I'm asking you, observe. With repetition also, all are not giving answer. 3 or 4 times I'm repeating. Still sometimes people are asking, explain once again in online. No, you have seen. Okay, explain once again, explain 3 or 4 times. If I teach also, explain once again, they are coming asking. After 1 week, these concepts if I ask, all people will not give answer. I'll show you. Just this already I told you. This brackets must be first statement. Why it should be a first statement? I didn't explain. No. That is while teaching super keyword required. That is after 4 or 5 days it comes. At the time, how many will give answer? You see. Okay. Now, repeatedly I'm asking, but respond. Then only remember subject. Here, when memory allocated to these two, whenever object is created. When this constructor is called, when constructor is called, whenever object is created. Memory allocated to instance variables whenever an object is created. Constructor is called whenever an object is created. This total code at a time executed. This total code at a time executed. So this is appears like a declaration. This is appears like a assignment, but it is not declaration assignment. It is initialization. It is initialization. See, confusion is there. No? Confusion is there. Reason, this is memory allocated whenever object is created. This constructor is called whenever object is created. While allocating memory only 101 stored. That's what it is also initialization. But appears like a declaration assignment. It appears like a declaration and assignment. but it is initialization. See, confusion will be there. Which is declaration, which is assignment, which is initialization, confusion. Reason, this memory allocated whenever object is created. This constructor executed whenever object is created. Both the lines are executed same time. For you appears like a two lines, but it is just like a one line. Reason, memory allocation done at the same time while this storing one at one. So this total code at a time executed. This total code at a time executed. That's what it is called initialization. Now, these two, which type of variables? Instance variables. How many ways to access? What are those? These two lines valid or not valid? How it is valid? Either object or object reference required. No? What is it? Inside the constructor, this dot will be there. Implicitly, this dot present. No? Here, this dot implicitly present. This dot implicitly present. See, what is implicitly present? If you understand, 50% Java will get it. It doesn't appear. This is there. So no need to write this, but implicitly this is there. No need to write this. Implicitly this is there. So these two instance variables, there are only two ways to access, either object or object reference. But here, object reference present, it doesn't appears to you. That is only this keyword. Okay. So it is valid. Now what will happen? See, demo class loaded, main method called, object created, memory allocated to instance variable, at the same time constructor called. Now 101 stored, 5000 stored. Again object created, again memory allocated to instance variable, at the same time constructor called, this data stored. I'm printing. Now again you are going to get same data. Actually, if you write like this, now in this program, in this employee class, is there any constructor? No. Will it Java compiler implicitly provides? Yes or no? Which constructor provides? The default constructor, it will provide like this. So implicitly like this. With the default constructor only, initialized 101 5000. If you write like this, if you write like this, implicitly like that, with the default constructor initialized, Java compiler implicitly provides default constructor. With that constructor initialized, for you appears like this. Actually, like this. For you appears like this. Actually, like this. See, actually code is like this implicitly. We are writing employee number equal to 101, salary equal to 5000. We are writing, but implicitly this data initialized by constructor only. Even if you write this int employee number equal to 101, also initialized by constructor. Which constructor? Default constructor. Who will provide? Compiler will provide. With that only initialized. So at last constructor only will initialize instance variable. At last constructor only will initialize instance variable. Now, if you write directly int employee number equal to 101 or like this, both are same. There is no difference. So if you write explicitly also, there is no difference. Okay. So we are writing integer employee number equal to 101. Float salary equal to 6,000 or 5,000, something we written. Like we written this code and this code both are same. So these two lines equivalent to like this. Okay. The two lines, whatever I written in the previous program, equivalent to like this. At last, who is initializing? Constructor. Which constructor? Who will provide? Compiler. So write this one. Only this code snippet, write it. It is equivalent to like this. See, now online increased 180. So if you write int employee number equal to 101 also, internally like this. That code is equivalent to this code. That code is equivalent to this code. If you write like this also, if you write like that also, both are same. Okay. If you write like that, same output. If you write like this, same output, because both are same. Both are same. But how to get different value? Actually, what purpose we selected employee number as an instance variable? Different values only, no? Now possible, I'll show you. With the parametered constructor possible. See, is it completed? See, here integer A, float B. Here integer A, float B. Are these instance variables or class variables or local variables? Variables, 2 days I explained. Not 2 days, almost 3-4 days. About variables, very depth I explained. Are these instance variables or class variables or local variables? Which variable? Local variable. Member of a class, instance variable. Static member of a class, local class variable. Inside a method, local variable. Method parameters also called local variable. Already I told, no? I had given notes, no? Method parameter block variables are also called local variable. That point I given. Okay. In my notes, every line important only. Every line. Okay. Now, method parameters and block variables are also called Local variables. Those are local variables. Local variable, how many ways to access? One way, directly. No. Now, is it required to write this dot explicitly? No. No. Now you observe, this is these two instance variable. It is parametered constructor. Now my question, carefully listen and give answer. This line is valid or not valid? This line is valid or not valid? Everyone should think and give answer. Don't depend on majority people answer. Majority also given wrong many times. Now, first valid or not valid, give me answer. That line is valid or not valid? How many people answer not valid? Okay. Online students. See, online, how many people are giving answer? Online, this is only problem. Whether they are listening or not listening also, I cannot see. Okay. Now, not only Java question, listening or not listening also, they won't respond. See, suppose, how many people are listening? Just raise your hand. How many people are listening? Just raise your hand. You observe. Still 70 members are there, not listening. I am not asking Java question, no. I am asking listening or not listening. See, 109, but here 180. Still 70 members not listening. See, that is their responsibility. Offline means I can observe. If you are not listening, I can give a warning. At least later you will listen. But here, that is their responsibility. I am not responsible for online. Whether listening or not listening, that is their responsibility. Offline means if you are not listening also, I can see, I can observe, I can give warning. But for them, I cannot give warning, I cannot see. Whether listening or not listening also, I cannot see. See, here, these two are called local variables. Okay. Now, this line is valid or not valid asked. Majority people selected not valid. But online, very few people selected. Okay. How many people answer valid? Only one person. One person valid. Online. Online. Not valid also almost 30 members. Valid also 30 members. It's total 60. Remaining 120. You observe. 120 not given answer. Now, those who given not valid, why this line is not valid? This line calls which constructor? Default constructor. Instead, no. Java provides. Why it will not provide? Already parameter constructor is there. That is yesterday only studied, no? Yesterday only studied. Okay. So this line is not valid. This line is not valid. Compulsory, we have to pass parameters. Okay. Now, I will pass 101, 5000. I'll pass 102, 6000. You observe, this 101, 5000 copied in A and B. A and B copied in employee number, salary. In this object, employee number and salary, what will be there? 101, 5000. In this line, what will be there? You are getting different values, no? Say, if I print, file, save, compilation, execution, you are getting different values, no? This is the right way to initialize if more than one object is there. But if initialize like that, also error will not come. That is wrong output. That is your mistake. Logical error. Object oriented programming logic means this is. That is your mistake. If syntax mistake is there, compiler will show. JVM will show. Operating system will show. But logic system will not show. If any logical error is there, will it show system? If system understands logic, programmers are not required. Why programmer system only can do? Okay, system doesn't know logic. See, you want to calculate factorial. For calculating factorial, multiplication record or addition record? Multiplication. Multiplication means what will write symbol? Star. By mistake, star plus you written. Will it compile or not? Compiles or not? Compiles. Executes or not? Execute. Program successfully compiled, executed, but you will get a wrong output. 5 factorial, 120, you will expect. When you run, you will get a 15. Output wrong. That is your mistake, no? But will it system shows your star plus record like that? It doesn't show. Like that only this is also. Whether default constructor record or parameter constructor record, you select. That is your duty. Okay? That is logic. That is object-oriented programming logic. That is C language logic. That type logic. System doesn't know logic. If system understands logic, programmers are not required. Okay? That is your responsibility. You have to take care. If more than one object is there, you must initialize like this. By mistake, if you write directly initialization, that is wrong output comes. System will not show. Suppose here semicolon missed. Will it compile? Compiler shows semicolon missed. See, program will not compile. Line number shows, see, demo.java line number 18 error semicolon expected. Like that, here parameter constructor expected. Will it ask? Will show like that? No, that is your duty. Here semicolon expected, it is showing. Star symbol place star expected. Will it show? No, that is your responsibility. Parameter constructor expected. That is your duty. It knows only syntax. It knows only syntax. Even if you do any mistake in syntax, compiler shows, make it correct. That is not a problem. Syntax, if you do any mistake, nothing will happen. But logically, if you do mistake, wrong output comes. That is your responsibility. Programmer is responsible for logics. System is not responsible for logic. System doesn't know logic. Okay? System doesn't know logic. That is remember. Now, if semicolon is missed, it is asking semicolon expected. Okay? But parameter constructor expected. Will it ask? Will it show like that? No, never. That is your duty. Now, if you want to initialize instance variables in this situation, default constructor record or parameter constructor record? Parameter constructor record. Now, these two, which type of variables? How many ways to access? What are those? Here object is there or object reference is there? Where is object reference? This keyword. Where is this keyword? Implicitly this keyword. These two, which type of variable? Local variable. How many ways to access? One way. That is directly. When we have to write this keyword explicitly. Local variable, instance variable, names are same. Suppose here also employee number. Here also salary. Then how to write? Right. This dot employee number equal to employee number. This dot salary equal to salary. But if you open Java books, maximum number of books like this only will be their constructor. But what is this? Why these people, they don't know while reading. This is the reason this. But here, what is this keyword? People, they don't know. Exactly, they are not understanding. This is the reason. Here, instance variable name, local variable name, if it is same, this explicitly outright. This dot employee number means this one. Only employee number means this one. Like most of the people will get a confusion with this keyword. But in Java books, directly this part only will be there. Now what I did, first A and B are written. Later I given employee number name. Now you understood. But same like a directly Java book style if I teach, you cannot understand. Okay. See, first what I did, I initialized year. Okay. First I initialized year. Later I return default constructor. Later I return default constructor. After that I return parameter constructor with different values. Later I return employee number name, same values. But in a book, are they giving 4 examples? No. One example. Last one only they'll give. This is actual concept. But you take any book, answer book notes will be like this only. Book will be like this only. Directly fourth one only will be there. But I given 4 ways. First directly initialized. Later default constructor I given. Later parameter constructor I given with a different names I given. Later this is I am giving. That purpose only classroom. But a book and classroom, if it is same, no need to come to class. No. Book and class is same. No need to come to class. Okay. See, this is way you have to learn. Now you are getting now different values. See, 101, 5000, 102, 6000. Write this one. Program to initialize instance variables with constructor. Program to initialize instance variables with constructor. Write the program. See, all people grasping power not same. Those who didn't understand still, you take help from friends. Okay. Program to initialize instance variables with constructor. Over. Note down. It is also called as an initialization because these two lines are executed whenever an object is created. It is also called as an initialization because these two lines are executed whenever an object is created. Is it over? Is it assignment or initialization? Why it is called initialization? Whenever object is created, while creating only allocated, while creating object only memory allocated values are stored. That's what initialization. That's what initialization. Okay. While creating object, memory allocated to instance variable. At the same time, constructor called. At the same time, values are stored. Initial value only your value. Now no zero. No zero. Zero will not be there here. Directly your value stored. That's what initialization. Okay. See, first, demo class loaded main method called new. It allocates the memory to instance variable, employee number and salary. Constructor constructs the object. Okay. This object referred by E1. This object referred by E1. Okay. This 101 5000 copied in local variables. These are another variables. Another copy. These are local variables. Now, this keyword refers current object. This dot employee number, this one, 101, it is stored here. This dot salary equal to salary. Local variable life is method. This constructor terminated. This memory vanished. So, first local variable will receive 101. That variable value stored in instance variable. So, here I am passing 101 5000. Who will receive? Local variable. Local variable will place the data into instance variable. This is happening. After this, one more object created. One more object created. Same style. One more object created. This object created. This also object. This object referred by E2. Here also local variable memory allocated, same style. Employee number, salary. Here 1 or 2. 6000. Now this link is broken. New link created to this object. This dot employee number equal to employee number 1 or 2. This dot salary equal to salary 6000. This local variable memory vanished. Local variable memory vanished whenever constructor terminated. Now, while printing E1 dot employee number 101, E1 dot salary 5000, E2 dot employee number 102, E2 dot salary 6000. Like this executed. Now, is there any zero? No zero. It is initialization. Okay. Write this one. If you open notebook after 1 week, also seeing the diagram, you'll understand. That's what right. You should have a patience. After 1 week, also, if you open what is happening, the execution flow, you'll understand. Is it completed? First, data received by local variables or instance variables. Local variables. Then received by instance variables by using this keyword. By using this keyword. With this keyword only we differentiated. Which is local, which is instance variable, we are differentiating with this keyword. Okay. Next, note down this way of initialization. This way of initialization suitable for one object and many objects also. This way of initialization suitable for one object and many objects also. This way of initialization suitable for one object and many objects also. This way of initialization suitable for one object and many objects also. This way of initialization suitable for one object and many objects also. One object also okay, many objects also okay. But that first one, only one object. Okay. Now little bit I'll change. Give me answer. I'll ask questions. In the place of constructor, okay, 1 minute. Uh, Suppose is it initialization? Is it initialization? Like this, if you write, who will initialize? Constructor only again. Which constructor? Default constructor. But where is default constructor? Compiler will implicitly provide. It will add. Okay. Compiler implicitly provides with that constructor initialized. Suppose if you write like this, if you write like this, any difference is there? If you write like this, no. If you write like this also, like that also, both are same. If you write like this, difference is there. Difference is there, no? Now you are getting different values. This is the right way to initialize. If more than one object is there. One object is there, that is also okay, this is also okay. Only one object is there, that is also okay, this is also okay. Okay. Now, little bit I'll change. Give me answer. What is this now? What is method? Is it instance method or class method? What is instance method? How many ways to access? Two ways. What are those? Now, in this program, this line is valid or not valid? This line is valid or not valid? This line valid or not valid? Now my question is, this line number 15, valid or not valid? Different answers coming, you observe. Think, take your own time. Yesterday only you studied. Yesterday only you studied. Yesterday, that too last concept. No, this is total code. This is total code. In this code, this line is valid or not valid? I'm asking. How many people answer valid? Just raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. Online students. Online 29. Okay. 36, 37. I'm asking to raise a hand, but they are seeing emojis. Now, how many people answer not valid? Okay. Online. Those who given not valid, why it is not valid? There is no parametered constructor. Will it Java compiler provides? No. Which constructor provides? That's what not valid. Not valid. Okay. Now, if I write like this, is it valid? Is it valid? But there is no default constructor. How it is valid? Java compiler implicitly provides. That's what valid. That's what valid. Now, is it valid? If I run this program, what will be the output? First, compiles or not compiles? This program, if I compile, Will it compile or not compile? Okay, I'll make it small size font. Complete code I'll show you. Maximum code now visible. If I compile this code will compile or not compiles? Compiles? Sure. How many will answer compiles? Okay. But maximum answer like this only. That means not confident. Online students, how many will answer not compiles? 1, 2, 3. Only 3 members. 3 members not compiled. Online students, those who given not compiles. Why it will not compile? Local variable must be initialized. Where is local variable? Which one? This method parameter. Method parameters you can write. Here you should not initialize. You should not. Can you write here in Java? No, it is not valid in Java. Other language valid. Java doesn't support that one. With that reason, you selected method must be called. If you don't call, valid or not valid? Valid. I created that method written. It is not compulsory to call. I didn't call. If you write a method, must be called. Like that rule is not there. If you want to execute, must be called. I don't want to execute that method. It will compile. But that method wasted. It will compile. If it will compile, what will be the output? 0. So 0, 0.0. 0, 0.0. But this 0, 0.0, I didn't initialize. How it is coming? How it is initialized? Default constructor initialized. Okay. Now what I will do? E1 dot set. It is instance method, no? E1 dot set 101 5000. Here E2 dot set 102 6000. Now will it compile or not compile? What will be the output comes? 101 5000 102 6000. But without constructor, with method also you are getting different values, no? Now I said if you want to initialize, constructor required, but now also you are getting different values. Now is it initialization or assignment? This one. What is the initial value? Later 101. Then it is assignment. This is only confusion. Now this 0 who is initialized? Default constructor. Where is default constructor? Implicitly compiler provides with that 0. But later it is become as 101. So this line is initialization or assignment? Assignment. Previous one initialization. This one assignment. Output you are getting same, but difference is there or not? There is a difference now. First initially 0, later 101. But your doubt is at last I am getting output. Okay, that can be constructor, that can be method, whatever it may be. I am getting output same. You should not think like that. There is a lot of difference. I'll show you in real time how much difference is there. I'll show you. Okay. It is not called initialization. It is called assignment. So with constructor initialization, with method assignment, because when this line is executed, memory allocated to employee number and salary 0 and 0.0 initialized by default constructor. After that, this method called. Then 101 5000. So it is not called initialization. It is called assignment. What is the initial value in this program? 0. Later, in already written notes, no, in that program, what is the initial value? 101. But here initial value, so it is not initialization. Initial value 0. Later 101. Later 101. That concept is called initialization. This concept is called assignment. Lot of difference is there, method and constructor. In a constructor, if you write initialization, in a method, if you write assignment, difference is there, no? But output is same. Output same. But not only output, you need to think about so many things. I'll explain. First, you write this program. 1 minute. I'll give comment. Program assign values to instance variables by using program to assign values to instance variables by using an instance method. Program to assign values to instance variables by using an instance method. Program to assign values to instance variables by using an instance method. In this program, what are the initial values? 0 and 0.0. Who will initialize? Default constructor. Where is default constructor? Implicitly Java compiler provides that constructor initializer. But that is whatever I given in the method, that is called assignment. Over. Here first 0, later 101. That's what it is assignment. Okay. Is it completed? You write here. It is called as an assignment. It is called as an assignment. It is called as an assignment. Is it completed? It is called as an assignment. Here, at least one object diagram, write it better. Say, here what will happen? Employee number, salary. Here, initially what will be there? 0 and 0.0. This object created. This is referred by E1. Later, local variable received. Whenever method is called. Then 101, 5000. Then this keyword. This 0 modified as 101. This 0.0 modified as 5000. This memory vanished. This memory vanished. This dot employee number 101. This dot salary 5000. Like that stored. Previous program diagram different. This program diagram different. What's the difference is there? The 0.0 not there in previous. Here 0 is there. The difference write it. But again you directly 101 don't write. You 0 after that 101. Here 0.0 after that 5000. That type you write it. 0 modified like a 101. 0.0 modified like a 5000. Like that write it. Okay. This point also note down. In the above example, default values are initialized by default constructor. In the above example, default values are initialized by default constructor. But where is default constructor? Implicitly. Compiler will add. Compiler provides. In the above example, default values are initialized by default constructor. Second program and third program, you are getting same output. But second program is called initialization. Third program is called assignment. Now your doubt is it can be declaration, assignment or initialization. At last we are getting same output. If I use this one also nothing will happen. You will think how much difference is there in real time. That is I'll explain on Monday class. Monday class I'll explain. Second program and third program, how much difference will be there in real time projects. The difference I'll explain on Monday class. Okay. Monday we'll see continuation.